Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this lecture after a long vacations. And we are back. This is lecture number 4. And if you remember in the last lecture, what we were discussing in the last lecture? Anyone has any idea? What we were going in the last lecture? What we were doing in the last lecture? Anyone? Yes, tell me what we were doing in the last lecture. No one knows? No one knows what we are doing in the last lecture. Is that so? You have a mic that you can use, right? Yes or no, beta? No one can use a mic also. Okay, then I'll go ahead with the class. In the last lecture, we were discussing what is speed, and speed is the rate at which a body covers a distance with time. We had seen the different types of speed. The first one was uniform speed, where the body was covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. Then we had also seen non-uniform or variable speed, where in the same interval of time it was covering unequal distances, so the speed at different times was different. Then we saw the concept of average speed. The concept of average speed is total distance divided by total time. It's always measured over an interval of time. Do we remember this? It is always measured between two instants, 2 points, two places, two times. Then there is the last type of speed, which we call as instantaneous speed. It is the speed at this point in time. So there are two types of speed in that way. One which is the speed right now, instantaneous speed. Normally, when someone uses the word speed, he means instantaneous speed. Then there is an average speed, which is calculated between 2 points or two instances. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So, before going any further, let me give you a question based on what we have discussed. So, we have discussed the concept of average speed. So let me give you a simple question, and that will help us in understanding the concept of average speed. So let me put it for you. Just give me a minute. Just try to put it. Okay. So here it comes. Remember, if you just remember simple concepts, you should be able to solve simple questions. Most of the question that you are going to get in this chapter from this particular chapter are going to be pretty simple and pretty straightforward, and you can expect one question from here. So this is the question that we are looking at to solve. First of all, a car covers 2/5 of the total distance with speed v1. Remember, there is no mention of velocity. So this is simply distance and speed. He may move zigzag also. So even though the name of this chapter is motion in one dimension, this could be a question of motion in 2 or 3 dimensions. Do we understand this? Because distance has got nothing to do with direction. So it doesn't matter whether he is moving in a straight line or he is moving in a zigzag path. The question remains same. The car covers 2/5 of the distance. So 2/5 is important. 2/5 of the total distance with speed v1 and the remaining 3/5 with speed v2. So these are the important points of this. v2, v1, 2 by 5 of distance, 3 by 5 of the distance. You have to find out the average speed of the particle. And there are options given to you. So I'll give you a minute to try this and tell me whether you were able to do it, else we will solve it on our own. I will solve it. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Please let me know when you are done. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please let me know if you are done. Done? Have you tried the question, beta? Yes or no? There are 4 options given. Anyone got any answer? No? So difficult? No, it is not such a difficult question. Okay, I'll try to solve.
C,
I
sir.
will. Yes, beta?
C.
C. How did you get C, beta? Wrong answers and right answers don't matter. How did you get it matters. Just tell me, how did you get it, bacha? See, remember, we are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati here, though it is getting telecast, but we are not playing that, right? So we cannot just guess which answer is correct. You could say anything, sir, A, B, C, D, but you have to tell me what makes you think that. How did you get it? That is important. Answer is not. How did you get it is more important. Yes. How did you get C? Just like that? You feel that it is C? Tell me. So I assume that this is moving in a straight line. Total distance is X. Then I have a point C somewhere here. The distance from A to C is 2 by 5 times of X. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? Yes or no? He covers 2/5 of the distance with speed v1. So I've assumed that from A to C, the distance is 2 by 5. And whatever remains from C to B is 3 by 5 times of X. Now, To cover this distance, he has moved with speed v1. Do we understand this? To cover this distance, he is moving with uniform speed. Remember, uniform speed v2. Now, I must remember that I have to find out the average speed, which I represent as S. Average speed is total distance divided by total time. Do we remember this? Step number 1. Total distance divided by total time. Now look and tell me what is the total distance from the diagram. To solve any question in physics, it is important that you may draw a diagram. What is the total distance L? Look at the diagram and tell me what is that equal to? Total distance. Total distance is this, which is given by x. Yes or no? Do we understand this? Total distance is x. Now let us talk about the total time, green one. Total time t. We have to find out total time t. So what do? I consider that because it is moving with a different speed here, I consider this time as t1 and I consider this time as t2. Now can you tell me what is the total time t? What is the total time t? Yes. What is the total time t? No one? What is the total time t, beta? Total time t would be equal to t1 plus t2. Do we understand this? T1 plus t2. I already know that distance is x. I just have to find out the value of t1 and t2. That is the only question. How do I get the value of t1? How do I get the value of t1? I know that the total distance it has moved is 2 by 5x and the velocity or and the speed which it has moved is v1. Total distance is given, speed is given as v1. From there we can calculate t1. Yes or no? Using this formula. Do you see this formula? Formula number 3 on your screens now. Do we see this? This is a yes, this is a no. So from here we can calculate time t1. Can you tell me what is the value of t1 that you will get? T1 will be equal to how much? T1 will be equal to how much? T1 will be equal to how much? Distance is 2 by 5x divided by speed is v1. Do we understand this? Yes? No? What about T2, my dear friends? Can you tell me what will be the value of T2?
3 by 5.
What 3 by 5? No x, no v. 3 by 5. What 3 by 5? 3 by 5 x by v2. Do we understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Just put the values here. X divided by 2 by 5x by v1 plus 3 by 5x by v2. X will get cancelled. After this step, I will not solve it. and I will ask you to solve it and tell me the answer for average speed. What is the answer for average speed? What is the answer, my dear friends?
Option D, sir.
Option D, sir, and that is correct, sir. Option number D is what we should get. Option number D, that is the correct option. Do we all understand this? Yes or no? No, yes. This is a yes. This is a no. This is, sir, get out. Do you understand this? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to note this down whilst I prepare, I present the next question to you. Have you noted it down? Okay, then here comes a question from your previous year papers. Best of luck. And I hope that all of you can do this. A car moving on a straight road covers 1/3 of the distance with 20 kilometers per hour and the rest with 60 kilometers per hour. What is the average speed? The options are there in front of your eyes, and you have 2 minutes to show me your talent. Yes, my dear friends, do we have an answer? Have you tried the question, beta?
A, sir.
Did you get any answer? Out of the options that are given, did you get any answer? Yes or no? Which one?
A, sir. 40 kilometer
40
per hour.
kilometers per hour.
Yes, sir.
How did you get 40 kilometers per hour? 60 plus 20 divided by 2. That is how you got it? That is not the way it has to be done, beta. Did you try it in the way that I had done the previous question? Okay. So this is how we should do it. From A to B, I consider that the total distance is x. Then I have a point C. It covers 1/3 of the distance with 20 kilometers per hour. So this is that 1/3. 1/3 of x is x by 3. It is also given that he covers it with 20 kilometers per hour. So this is the yellow thing. 1/3 of the distance with 20 kilometers per hour. Then I have the rest. How much is left? X by 3 is done. So the part that is left is 2 by 3 of x. The rest, which is 2 by 3, is covered with 60 kilometers per hour. Sixty kilometers, 2 by 3x with 60 kilometers per hour. We have to find out average speed, total distance divided by total time. Total distance is this, which is nothing but equal to this. So this is x. What about total time? What about total time? How do I get total time? I call this as T1. I call this as T2. What is the total time? Total time would be T1 plus T2. I find the value of T1, distance divided by speed. So it will be x divided by 60. I find T2, 2x divided by 60. 2x by 3 divided by 60. So I think it will be equal to x by 90. T1 plus T2. That is the total time. I now put the values. Average speed is x divided by x by 60 plus x by 90, and then I leave it for you to solve it and give me the answer. Yes, I'll give you a minute to tell me the answer.
Option D, sir.
And the answer is yes.
Option D.
Option D, and that is absolutely correct. Option number D is the correct option. Do we understand this? Yes, no, sir, go. Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute to look at the whiteboard, aram se, coolly, calmly, understand what has been done, and then I'll present the next question. Remember, if you can do any of the questions, that means you have done all the questions before that. So if you can do the third question, that means you could do the first and the second one. Are we ready for the third one? Yes? No? Sir, go. Here comes the next one, and you have 2 minutes to solve this. A person completes half of his journey with speed v1, the rest of the half with speed v2. What is the average speed? 2 minutes you will get. Yes, bacha, do we have any answers? Please try. If you don't try, if you sit and you wait for a miracle to happen, miracle is not going to happen, my dear friends. The biggest miracle that God has ever performed is that you are right here. You are yourself a miracle. And then the God expects miracles from you. You just keep sitting like this, waiting for God and the next miracle to happen. Well, the miracle is with you. Do it. Try. Trials don't fail. Shall I solve it for you? Okay. So how are you supposed to do this? A to B. I have assumed that the total distance is x. Then there is a point C in between. Half of the journey is done with speed v1. The rest of the half is done with speed v2. So from A to C, how much is the distance? Tell me. From A to C, how much is the distance? Yes?
X, sir.
Yes, beta?
X.
Total distance is x, my dear friend. Half of the journey is done with v1. And I've assumed that point as C. So how much is A to C?
X by 2.
Great. X by 2. He has done this journey with what speed? Can you tell me? With what speed has it completed this journey?
V1.
V1. Now can you tell me how much time he will take? If I call that time as T1, how much time will it take? How much time he will take? Think and tell me. How much time he will take? Is it such a difficult question, beta? Tell me. Distance traveled is x by 2. Speed is v1. How much time he will take, beta? No one knows the answer? The time he will take will be distance x by 2 divided by speed v1. Do we understand this? The rest of the distance is also same x by 2, but the speed here is different, v2, the green part. Rest of the distance is, total distance is x, half of the distance is x by 2, the other half is also x by 2, speed is v2. I call this time as t2. Can you now tell me what is the value of t2, bacha? I'm waiting for your answer, beta. What is the value of t2?
X by 2 by V2, sir.
So it will come x by 2 divided by v2. Well done. Now you can find out the average speed, total distance divided by total time. How much is the total distance? How much is the total distance?
X, sir.
Well done, sir. What is the total time, beta?
T1 plus T2.
So T1 is x by 2 V1. T2 is x by 2 V2. X will get cancelled. Can you now tell me which option is correct?
Option B.
Option B. That is the correct answer. Well done. Do we understand how I have done this? 3 questions back to back. Same thing I have done. Yes or no? I'll give you 1 minute to again note it, see it. I don't see all of you noting it down also. So that is not good. So note it down. And I will again give you one more question. If you can do this question, beta, that means you could do all the other questions. So I'll give you one more question. Have you all noted it down, beta? Well, this is the last question. And I hope that all of you can do this and tell me the answers fast. So this is the question. A body covers 1/3 of the distance with V1. Next 1/3 with V2. And the last 1/3 with V3. So instead of 2 parts, it is in 3 parts. 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, V1, V2, and V3. What is the average speed? And I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. Are you all trying the questions? Have you noted down the question? Yes or no? Instead of noting down the question, you can straight away draw the diagram and write everything in the diagram. That will save a lot of your time, beta. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Don't waste a lot of time in writing the question. Just write question number 4. Draw the diagram. From the diagram, you should be able to understand what the question was. Do you understand this? Great. In every question that we are doing, my dear friends, we are only using these 3 formulae. And again, I show you these 3 formulae. Average speed, total distance divided by total time, total distance. L is average speed multiplied by time. And time is distance divided by average speed. These are the only 3 formulas that we are using, beta. Can I expect an answer, bacha? Okay, then I will solve it for you. So from A to B, I have taken the total distance as x. From A to C, it is x by 3. The first 1/3 is x by 3. The next 1/3, is green, x by 3. The third 1/3 is also x by 3. Do we understand this? Please raise your hands and tell me. Do we understand this? Yes or no? Okay, well done. Then he moves this distance with V1 speed, this distance with V2 speed is all given in the question, and I've just drawn what is given in the question. This one he moves with V1, this one he moves with V2, the third one he moves with V3. Do we understand this? Now I can straight away find the time T1. Can you tell me what is the time T1? Can anyone tell me what is the time T1? I'm waiting for your answers, beta. Can you tell me, anyone? What is the time T1?
Sir, x by 3 by v1.
Well done. X by 3 V1. Can you tell me what is the time T2? Distance is X by 3. Speed is V2. Yes. Can you tell me what is the time T2?
X by 3 v2
X by 3 V2. Can you now tell me also the time T3?
by 3 v3.
Well done. Congratulations. Now, how do I find out average speed? Total distance divided by total time. What is the total distance, bacha? Total distance. What
X.
is the? Yes, it is X. Well done. And total time is T1 plus T2 plus T3. Do we understand this, bacha? Now you can solve this and quickly tell me what is the answer that you are getting.
Option D, C.
Option D. This option you are getting, and that is the correct option, my dear friends. Well done. This is the correct option. This is the answer that you will get. Everyone understands this? Yes or no? The only thing I am worried about is that you are not doing it on your own. And I hope that you can do it on your own, beta. That is my entire concern. So I'll have to give you more questions until you start solving them on your own. Okay, so note this down, and I'll give you one more because the time is already gone. Cannot start anything new. So I'll give you one more question, two more questions. Can you do it for me now? Yes or no? Have you noted down the previous question? Then comes this one, and please wake up. I see that probably you are still in your sleep and not able to wake up. As students, I must tell you one thing that you should wake up. And the last time, the latest that you can wake up is 6 o'clock in the morning. And I guess you are probably not following that advice. Go to sleep at around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, get up by 6 o'clock. Because morning time is the time where you can make the most of it, where your brain is the freshest and can do a lot of things faster. Please try this question. I must see all of you at least trying. and I know that you can solve this. This question is put in a different way. A train has a speed of 60 kilometers per hour for first 1 hour. So instead of distance, time is given now. 60 kilometers per hour for 1 hour, 40 kilometers per hour for the next half hour. So 60 kilometers for 1 hour, 40 kilometers per hour for the next half hour. These are the 2 points given in the question. You're supposed to find out the average speed, and I hope that I can get the answer. Remember, any question that you do at any point in time, you could have done all the previous questions before that. That is how I frame my questions. Give you 2 minutes to solve this. Do you want a hint? Well, the hint is only this, that we are only using the definition of average speed. Average speed is total distance divided by total time. Total distance is average speed multiplied by time. Time is distance divided by average speed. This is the question for you, and I will wait for 2 minutes for all of you together to solve the question and tell me the answer. Anyone got any answer, bacha? Okay, so how do you go about it? Draw a diagram A to B, then you take a point C. From A to C, the speed is given now. So let me call it as 60, the yellow one, 60 kilometer per hour. Instead of the distance, 1/3, 2/3 or something like that, we are given that the time is 1 hour. Do we understand this? So I write 1 hour. We understand this? Please raise your hands. This is the speed given to you, average speed, and this is the time that is given to you. Then, if I take this distance as x1, I can find out the value of x1, the distance it moves. Can anyone tell me what is the value of the distance it moves? How much distance will it move? It moves at 60 kilometers per hour. And he moves for 1 hour. How much distance will he move? Will he travel? Yes. I'm waiting for your answers, beta. Speed is 60 kilometers per hour and he moves for 1 hour. How much distance will he move in 1 hour? No one knows it? Yes or no? "60 kilometers per hour and he moves for 1 hour. How much distance will he move?" I wait. Speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Time is 1 hour. How much distance will he move, beta? It would be 60 multiplied by 1, speed multiplied by time. And the answer is 60. Was it so difficult, bacha? Okay. For the next half, he moves with 40 kilometers per hour. And he moves for half hour. Can you now tell me what will be the distance? He moves with 40 kilometers per hour and he moves for half an hour. How much distance will he move? It will be 40 multiplied by half. That will be equal 40 is speed, half hour is time, 40 multiplied by half, and that is equal to 20. Average speed is total distance divided by total time. If you talk about total distance L, it will be equal to x1 plus x2. You know how much is x1, you know how much is x2, so that becomes equal to 80. 60 plus 20 becomes equal to 80. Time, first time is 1 hour and the second time is half hour. 1 plus half, so it is 80 divided by 3 by 2. I hope you can calculate it from here and tell me the final answer. Can anyone tell me the final answer?
Option B, say.
Option B, sir. That is correct, sir. Option B is the correct answer. 53.33 kilometer per hour. And that brings us to an end of this class. In this class, we have covered average speed. We have seen a lot of problems of average speed. The next class, we will be moving ahead and dealing with velocity. Everyone has understood this? Anyone has any doubts? I hope you can practice more questions. The more the questions that you practice, the better you are going to be. I'll see you in the next class. Take care and have a nice day, bacha. God bless you all.